to do some stuff on the road with a computer, and then Schultze called me, and we were able to do some stuff on the phone. And anyways, what did Japan do in response? I'm going to read this out. They bought 3 artillery and 3 subs, and we have an adventure here for you. So, Japan, in a vengeful mood, pursued the Navy unto death. The capital ship, the battleship, as well as the Anzac, as well as the American destroyers, to get those transports, and they are going to succeed. They wiped me out. I took out 4 of their dive bombers for all those ships. 9, I think. Well, 9 and 4, 13. So he has jet fighters now, as you can see on the board there, and the Japanese win. And we move down to, they go back to Japan. There's still 5 damage on the factory. He moves the subs back from 19, and then places 3 subs there as well, and then places 3 artillery in Kiangsu, his remaining land holding in the Asian continent. And so he loses 9 to blockade. I'm sorry. I'm not actually sure how much he lost to blockade. I think only 4, actually. So, but ends, I think he lost 1, and I think he lost 5. So he had 31. He went up to 36 with the Money Islands bonus. He's down at least 4, I think. So I'm not exactly sure how much he has. Okay, let's go with the Americans, though. So the Americans buy 1 carrier, 3 destroyers, 1 fighter, 2 infantry, and 2 transports. Let me make sure that's the case. And have remaining resources of 10 IPCs. That's weird. Why would I do that? 2. All right, I'm going to read some of these to you as I continue on. So I move to attack with only the aircraft, the destroyer and the aircraft carrier. It is the easiest way to make sure I have victory, and without bringing my entire fleet up there, and being subject to not being out of the range of the scrambling fighters. And then I move to attack the cruiser in 112. I also move a fighter carrier from the fleet from 109 to 110, the cruiser destroyer. Then the destroyers from 91 moves to 92, so we can oppose that $5 bonus for the med. And then I move the carrier and the fighter from 91 to 110. Artillery attacks Tunisia as well as 2 mech, and the 2 infantry will go on a transport up to 110. One of the transports will park itself off Brazil to help the British. One infantry and 1 artillery from the Eastern United States travel on 1 transport from 101 to, it's 1 infantry, 1 mech travel to 91 to be dropped off in Morocco. The infantry and artillery from Korea move to Manchuria. The tank moves to Shahar. A sub that was in 21 moves to 44 off Celebes, and the cruiser carrier, 2 fighters and sub move from 10 to 30, which is off of Johnson Island. the bomber moves from West Coast to London. There's combat, and I lose one fighter. And his ships go down. I'll show you the dice rolling. Let's see if I can show that to you again. Here we go. 2 hits in the first round. He misses. He whiffs. So I take out, damage the carrier, and then take it out in the second round, and he does hit. As the carrier is going down, it hits one of the planes. And that is it. 2 subs attack, and it is a long battle. There's round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5. In round 5, he hits a sub. Round 6, I hits. He goes down. Fighters land on the carrier, and 2 fighters land on the carrier in 110. The infantry mech are offloaded to Morocco. The infantry are offloaded to Normandy, Bordeaux. Place the units 3 destroyers in 10. In 101 is carrier transports and a fighter, and an infantry on the East Coast, transport on the West Coast with an infantry. And then I do edit in a mech to the West Coast. I made a bunch of. I had 53. I saved 10, and now you get a bunch of objectives for a total of $83. Okay, let's go with the Chinese. Let's shrink this again. And I'll shrink this. And the Chinese. So I did some editing. Not sure what that is. Chinese buy. Artillery. 4 artillery, 2 infantry. Oh, I had to do some rolling. And this actually was convoyed last turn. And down here there was 3 subs in 19. And so that actually convoys a significant amount of territory. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I get convoyed for $5. So I went from 27 to 22, and here we are with the combat. And we are going to do something wild, a little different. I decided I would do a bonsai charge. I decided, Chinese units cannot go outside of China, so why not use them? So I brought the plane in and the 6th Infantry, repositioned around Anhui for next round's attack, and fought, and you'll want to see this combat. It was remarkable for this game. I have not had a great amount of luck, and here we go. Boom! 4 hits! I got 50% dice with my ones, so that was pretty tremendous. That will not happen next turn. He gets 4 hits with his, and I call it a day and retreat to Anhui, and then of course I place my units in Anhui. All right, and then I activate British. I give British heavy bombers. That doesn't make sense. Not sure why I did that, because I shouldn't have heavy bombers. Because I gave the Russians heavy bombers. So I didn't actually. So sorry about that. Just read that. I was like, what in the world? Must have forgot something. Okay. So, giving technology to. Oh, that's funny. UK Pacific? No. Alright, anyways, they don't have heavy bombers. I was looking through it earlier and make sure it was taken off. Oops. Excuse me. Let me pause this. All right, back at it. Let's see here. So no heavy bombers. They have increased factory production, and they have long-range aircraft. All right. What are we going to buy? Getting some lag here. All right, we'll buy 7 infantry and 1 carrier. Okay, and over here we buy 3 mech and 1 tank. And let's do some movement. 1 fighter moved from Scotland to UK. And then 1 diver moved from Scotland to 110. Destroyer from 109 to 110. The tank blitzes Holland, Belgium, and then runs back to Normandy, Bordeaux. Infantry moves from Normandy, Bordeaux to southern France, capturing it, and 4 infantry and Tobruk moves into Libya. Now here, and the planes come from Egypt. I think I should have done just 1 plane, although the luck was terrible. So. But I think I overdid it a little bit. Maybe I should have even risked it, but I don't know. I was going for the Russian tank taking over Libya, but it has to be it's so delicate, and couldn't get it done. I did attack this, and like I said, it got shot down, so it doesn't sort of mean anything. And then the attack, 2 hits. Lots of 6s and 5s. He hits twice as well. I roll, I get 4 hits. Oh, I'm sorry. In the real battle, Schultz rolled all these battles. I'm only replicating, so this is all fake battles. Sorry. So what ended up happening was it went on for several rounds, and it actually ended up the same way this battle does, which is with 2 mechs and artillery left, as well as 2 planes. So it ends up the same. The bomber got shot down, and then the 2 men walk onto the boat in Brazil. The 2 planes land in Egypt. The artillery and infantry from Persia, 3 and 1, move to Iraq. And then I will move the 2 tanks from Kazakhstan to Russia and an infantry to Samara. And the anti-aircraft go to Quichao. And then the Yunnan troops go to Szechuan. And then Schultz, you don't see this, but the mech goes to Hunan and the infantry goes to Hunan. The infantry from Shan goes to Yunnan. And then there was a fighter in India that goes to Russia. A fighter from India goes to Russia. I built that last turn. 4 fighters from Russia go to Smolensk. 1 infantry from Alexandria goes to Egypt. 5 infantry and 2 anti-aircraft from Scotland go to London. And then it'll be 4 units eventually in Normandy, Bordeaux, 3 in Egypt. This is where I find out that I don't seem to have increased factory production, which I should have. A carrier goes into 110. And that is that? No. You did Egypt. Italy. All right. So total cost, and then might have some. Do we have some convoy? Yeah, this does not seem to do convoying, even for this turn. Yes. Yeah, I should have convoys. So $20. I've got to roll. I'm going to roll some dice right now. I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm going to put this down here. This is the way you roll dice, and you go here to roll dice. Oh, wait. He moved. There's no convoy. Okay, so I'm going to go to the right here, infantry, and I'll see if there's any convoys. It says there's 3 lost to blockade. Collect $38, ends with 40, plus $5 for the original territories, $45. Where am I being blockaded? Oh, right there. 3. Yep. Rolled some good dice, and then the armor go there. And I get a bonus. Ends with collect 16. Should be on 16, but saved a buck. Collect with bonuses, $22. 3 mech and 1 tank go in India. I'm gonna do the recap at the very end. But Italy buys 5 infantry, and he attacks southern France and takes over Holland, Belgium. He wins the battle, and like I said, this is a recreated battle, so he only had 1 artillery left, and 1 artillery actually didn't go to southern France, it went to France. Okay, so this is cleanup, and this is the way it looks. I believe that's 11 infantry in France in a minute, and 1 artillery there. I believe that's 8 and 2 in northern Italy, and 3 and 2. All right, let's go to Anzac. Anzac, what do they buy? They buy 2 transports and 1 fighter, and they are going to take 2 infantry and move to Borneo. Now this right here, I thought about Philippines. That's a $9 swing. Borneo is $5 plus 4 going against Japan, and $4 going toward you. So that's a $13 swing. Drop them in there, and then I spread the subs north and the destroyers in the south. That's what I'm doing there. I did move 2 fighters from. So let me just officially say stuff out loud. 2 infantry from Queensland to 54 to 43. They're dropped off in Borneo. 1 sub from 43 to 35. 1 destroyer from 43 to 42. 1 sub from 42 to 43. 1 destroyer from 26 to Johnston Island, off of Johnston Island. 1 fighter. 2 fighters moved from Queensland to Sea Zone 30. How does that happen? 1 carrier moves from 54 to 30. 1 infantry from Shan to Yunnan. 1 destroyer from 21 to 33. 1 fighter from Shantung to Guam. Two transports placed in 54, 1 fighter in Queensland. Turn complete. Collected 10 plus 5 plus 5 as with $20. Let me just check. And then the French. All right, let's do a recap. I'm going to start over here. There is in America East Coast infantry, artillery, 2 anti-aircraft, 1 fighter. 101 has transport and aircraft carrier, 1 transport and 80, I think it's 80 or 86 or something like that. Can't tell. And 2 infantry off of Brazil. In Morocco, 2 infantry mech with a transporter 91. Artillery, British artillery, and Gibraltar. 92 has a destroyer. 93 has a sub. 99 has a sub. Tunisia has 2 mech and 1 artillery. Libya has 2 mech, 1 artillery. And Egypt has anti-aircraft, 3 infantry, and 2 fighters. Let's go up to Normandy, Bordeaux. 2 American infantry, 1 British tank, 4 infantry. In 110, we have two American aircraft carriers, 1 British aircraft carrier, 1 French fighter, 1 British diver, 2 American fighters. There's 4 British infantry on 2 American transports, 1 destroyer, and 1 cruiser, I think. Yes, cruiser, American cruiser, plus a French sub. And then in UK, there are 10 infantry, 2 artillery, 1 mech, 3 fighters, 1 American bomber, and 5 anti-aircraft guns. In Smolensk, there are 4 British fighters. In Russia capital, there's 1 fighter, 2 tanks. In Samara, there's 1 infantry. In Manchuria, there are 4 American infantry and 2 anti-aircraft, 2 artillery. And West Coast, there's an infantry mech, 2 anti-aircraft, 10 has a transport and 3 destroyers. Johnson Island has an Australian destroyer, carrier, and 2 fighters. Americans have a cruiser, a American carrier, 2 fighters, and 1 sub. Destroyer off Carolines. Queensland has 3 artillery, 2 infantry, 2 anti-aircraft, 1 fighter, and 2 transports off 54. There's a destroyer off of Java, a British sub off Sumatra, 2 Anzac troops on Borneo, and off of Borneo is an Anzac sub and transport. There's an Anzac sub off of Philippines. There are 3 mech and 1 tank in India. In Yunnan, there's an Aussie infantry and a British infantry, 15 British infantry in Sichuan, 1 tank, 1 British infantry in Hunan, 3 French, 3 Chinese fighters in Quichao, as well as the Flying Tiger, and 3 British anti-aircraft. There's 6 infantry and 4 artillery in Anhui. There's 2 infantry in Kiangsi. Alright, let's go for the middle of the board. British sub off Sumatra. British transport in 76. 3 infantry, 1 artillery in Iraq. In Egypt, there's 2 fighters, 3 infantry, 1 anti-aircraft. I think I already said it, so I won't say it again. And that is the entirety of the American mid and end of the round. Fun game. think, like I've said before, super bombers are overperforming and super subs are underperforming. All right, that's correct. 36. Round 7.